Now, South Korea's economy is estimated to have grown 1.1% in the second quarter of this year. Now, this is quite a dramatic turnaround from the previous quarter when GDP shrank by the largest amount since the 2008 global financial crisis. Kim Da-mi with the details.
South Korea's GDP grew by an estimated 1.1% in the April to June period. According to Bank of Korea, the figure marks the highest on-quarter growth since the third quarter of 2017, when the economy grew 1.5%. The country's economy grew at an annualized rate of 2.1% in the second quarter, also marking the highest growth since the final quarter of 2018. But it's not all good news because the previous quarter's figure was so low and also because the growth was largely thanks to the government's increased spending.
The growth was partly caused by the government's increased spending on healthcare benefits. Government spending increased by 2.5%, which is a huge jump from the 0.4% increase in the previous quarter.
Exports in the second quarter increased 2.3% from 3 months earlier, thanks to increased exports of motor vehicles and semiconductors. Imports also went up by 3% owing to increased imports of machinery. Facilities investment grew by 2.4%, led by the growth of investment in transportation equipment. Private consumption also picked up pace, growing 0.7% with increased expenditures on clothing and medical services. But some of the other figures were not so good. Exports only rose by 1.5% compared to the same period last year, and facility investment, in fact, dropped by almost 8% compared to the same period last year. Real gross domestic income GDI decreased by 0.6% compared to the previous quarter because of the worsened trade terms. With exports on a steady decline since December, analysts note that it will be a challenge to reach the central bank's economic growth forecast of 2.2%. And under Japan's export restrictions, the country's economy in the second half of the year may get worse. The Bank of Korea said it's too early to comment on the country's economic growth, but it will carefully monitor the U.S.-China trade war as well as Japan's latest export curbs. Kim Da-mi, Arirang News.